All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-01833. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Arnette-Brain. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Sturdivant.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Sturdivant for Mr. Arnette-Brain, who is here in the courtroom seated to my right.
And sir, you are Arnette-Brain, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is time set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. The complaining witness in this matter was subpoenaed at her last known address. She's not present here today. People cannot proceed without her. I expect a motion from the defense.
Mr. Sturdivant.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would move to dismiss this case against my client. As Ms. Wilson stated, the complaining witness did not respond to a subpoena, and also I believe she's in bench warrant status out of 54B. So I'd ask that you dismiss this case because I do not believe that people can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a true statement. The complaining victim was subpoenaed to be here.
Correct.
And have you had any contact with them?
I have not, given the fact that she has other
Bench warrant.
charges pending. I have not, no.
All right. All right, so I will orally grant the motion to dismiss by defense. Mr. Nedziwe, this is a dismissal without prejudice, which means that people could reissue if they choose to, but realistically, the case is dismissed. All right, sir? All right, I will sign that accordingly. Anything else for the record in docket 24-01833, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people. Thank you.
Mr. Sturdivant.
Nothing from the defense. Thank
You're
you.
all set. Thank you for your appearance. We have some people online on Zoom too.
We do. I believe Mr. Feigelson is here and ready, and Mr. Aguero as well.
Mr. Aguero.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Feigelson. All right, so we're on the record in dockets 24-01499. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Calvin Agueros. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Feigelson.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson on behalf of Calvin Agueros, who's standing to my right today, Your Honor.
Sir, you are Calvin Agueros, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that this is going to be set for a trial. I think we already have a date, but I speak with Mr. Feigelson. He may be in trial in a different court, so we might need a new one.
Right, it's set for trial right now on August 26th at 8 o'clock. Does that provide a conflict?
And it's too early for me to tell. I may be in a trial with Judge Jamo that should be finished, but it's possible I could be in a trial that just started with Aquilina. I won't know until probably next week with the plan.
All right, so we'll leave it on that date for now, and then you can contact Ms. Wilson. And then if we have to move the date, then we'll look at that. But it's set for August 26th at 8 o'clock. And then if we need a new date, just bring that to the court's
I
attention.
will, Judge.
All
May I
right.
make one quick record?
Sure.
Yeah. Has Mr. Aguilar's been sworn in yet?
He is not. Would you like him to be
Please.
sworn in? All right. Mr. Guerrero, so I'm gonna have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Mr. Feigelson, did you have some questions for
I
him?
do. Mr. Aguilar's, good morning. We had spoken not only today, but earlier about what the people have proposed as a plea offer in this case. I believe the offer was plea to a domestic violence under the 769 for a diversionary status with no upfront jail. Ms. Wilson, is that the proper offer?
That is the offer. That's correct.
I understand that you wish to reject that offer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And no one's forcing you to do that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You desire to take this case to trial. Is that correct? Yeah. And understanding you risk having, if you are convicted, the risk of having a misdemeanor conviction on your record. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And potentially with your employment, that could have issues with your ability to have your license. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Hearing all of this today, what is your desire to do with regards to whether you want to take this case to trial or enter into the negotiated plea offer?
I want to take it to trial.
Your Honor, I have no additional questions for Mr.
All right, thank you. So we have set it for August 26th at 8 o'clock. We'll wait to hear from council if we need that date or we need to move it. Anything else for 2401-499, Mr. Feigus?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wilson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, we'll all be set. August 26th, so the jury instructions is a week before.
Yes.
So, all right, thank you. Thank you for your appearance today, sir.
And I mean, if I just, if the other case gets sworn to, maybe we just move it and try to negotiate something between the two. But yeah, let me know.
All right, I'll let you know.
We have Ben Summeran on and Potter,
Yes, sir.
both on Zoom.
Van Summeran, I'm ready on.
All right. Grab that phone. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2401-462 and 2401-463. That is people of the state of Michigan versus William Van Summeran. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Van Summeran.
Mr. Van Summeran for me.
All right, so you are William Van Summeran, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This time is set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. If the court recalls, we had adjourned this previously so that I could get some additional discovery in this matter to understand what really happened. I requested that discovery, I believe, on July 11th. As of today, I have not received anything. At this time, I have no information in order to proceed to trial or make any offer. I'm requesting a dismissal without prejudice at this time, and people may reissue should we obtain such discovery.
All right. So I will grant the motion to dismiss without prejudice based on discovery issues. We will print that out for you to sign.
I think it's a ticket.
Oh, is it? Okay, perfect. All right, so Mr. Van Summeran, this is dismissed without prejudice. The people could reissue if they choose to, based on the dismissal without prejudice. However, at this point in time, due to some discovery issues that have been ongoing, the case is dismissed. All right, sir?
Thank you very much.
All right. Anything else for the record in 2401-462 or 2401-463? Ms. Wilson.
Not for the people. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Van Summeran, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
All right. If I could have just a second.
Sure, yes. Yes. There's Mr. Carter's here. I'm assuming Potter. And Mr.
Yes.
Potter's here.
Yeah.
Did you need to meet with Mr. Carter?
Sorry.
We're just seeing if that, Mr. Carter, do you need to meet with Ms. Wilson, the assistant prosecutor on the case?
I can always listen to her, but my client maintains a claim of innocence, so.
All right. So let's go ahead and put that on the record then. Mr. Potter. All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-00539. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Charles Potter. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson to the people.
Mr. Carter.
May it please the court, David B. Carter Jr. on behalf of Charles Potter. I'm appearing by Zoom, and so is my client. We would waive any personal appearance if the court would allow. And we have no objections of holding this through this media.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carter. And sir, you are Charles Potter, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Potter?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to be requesting a final pretrial and corresponding jury trial.
All right. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so the final pretrial will be set for
August 26th at 8:30.
August 26th at 8:30. Does that work with your schedule, Mr. Carter?
Yes.
All right.
At what time? 8:30, did you say?
At 8:30, yes. The final pretrial is August 26th at 8:30. Corresponding jury trial,
September 23rd at 8.
September 23rd at 8.
Yes, that works.
All right.
Wow.
September 23rd at 8 o'clock. I think you even surprised Mr. Carter.
Yep.
So Mr. Potter, your final pretrial set for August 26th at 8:30. I think that can be attended by Zoom. Is that fair? Zoom is acceptable
Yes.
Yeah.
for the final
August
pretrial.
26th. Okay.
Yeah, August 26th. But the jury trial will be live in person on the 6th floor, and that's set for September 26th at 8 o'clock. All right, sir? I'm sorry, September 23rd at 8 o'clock.
Mr. Potter, I believe, did you have an updated address that you should give the court?
Yes.
All right. Let's make sure that that is in the court computer. And what is the updated address, sir?
It is 7153 County 426 M.5 Road, Gladstone, Michigan 49837.
Did you get the numbers for it?
I think you can do that one more time.
One more time, Mr. Potter, just to make sure we have it.
Okay, just a second here. 7153 County 426 M.5 Road, Gladstone, Michigan 49837.
All right. All right, we'll update that as your last address is updated. And then anything else for the record in docket 23-00539, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Carter?
For the defense, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Potter, you're all set. We'll see you by Zoom on August 26th, and then your jury trial set for September 23rd. All right, sir?
Yep, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Carter.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think.
To do it. And it's the events of August 21st that bring us here today. 8:55 that morning, we know.
Man, I'm not doing this for you. You might as well wake up.
So it's on the Moto G Pure, would you please identify yourself? With the mic on the Moto G Pure, would you please identify yourself? Can you unmute yourself on the Moto G Pure? You're muted right now.
Hello, Ronald Paul Axline.
What's your name, sir?
Ronald Paul Axline.
Say it again.
Ronald Paul Axline.
I don't see.
I don't even see that name on our document.
What case are you here on, sir?
That being able to show a valid license and no seatbelt.
He's supposed to be here tomorrow.
He's tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's tomorrow, Judge.
All right. Sir, I think you're supposed to be here tomorrow. Your City of Lansing case set for tomorrow.
Today's the 6th, right?
Today's the 6th.
Yeah, today's the 5th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. You're all set, sir. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is that the only other device?
That's the.
Okay, I must have misread it. Never mind.
That's
I'll take
all right.
people then.
All right, so once again, I'm in possession of the order of dismissal, which I have signed. Anything else for the record in 2401-832, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people. Thank you.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Pena, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Are we ready on Mr. McFall yet?
Yep. And then if we want to go on Arnette-Brain while we're waiting.
All right.
We also are ready on Larkin. Wendy?
So,
There
were two Arnette- copies
of printed.
Two different cases.
Yes, two copies. I'm sorry, two copies of one. of
John,
each
did I
case.
not respond to your email
One
about
was for my
Shively?
client, is one for you guys?
Yep, about Shively. Put it down in Megan's desk. My bad. Thank you.
Listen, I just sent you an email for Humphrey.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Somebody just walked.
Do you want to go on Brain?
He's got all the licenses. He says that in terms of remediation, he's done that.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 2302-489. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Travis Arnette-Brain. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodish from the Public Defender's Office, here to filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Mr. Arnette-Brain, who's standing to my right.
And sir, you are Travis Arnette-Brain, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This time set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. The complaining witness in this matter was subpoenaed at her last known address. She's not present here today. The people have had contact with her, not myself, but people from the prosecutor's office. It has not been fruitful. So I expect a motion from the defense.
Mr. Goodrich.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the defense would move to have this matter dismissed.
So at the risk, I'll grant the motion for dismissal without prejudice, which means that the people could reissue the case if they choose to, but for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, Mr. Arnette-Brain?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. Goodrich, would you grab that up?
If you grab the nollie cross,
You sign this?
yeah, I'll sign that. It'll be all set. All right, so I'm in possession of the nollie cross order of dismissal in 2302-489. I will sign it. So the case is dismissed without, as previously indicated, dismissed without prejudice. Anything else for the record in 2302-489, Ms. Wilson?
After the people, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Arnette-Brain, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance.
Thank you.
That's Mr. Lee. Larkin is back.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
We can do that.
So, Mr.
You don't need one, but we have one if you would like
Oh,
it.
no, I'll talk to him.
Okay. Yeah.
Which case?
Larkin?
Larkin. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2303-435. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Chania Larkin. Chania? All right. Chania Larkin, will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
And Attorney Luke Goodish from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Ms. Larkin, who's standing to my right.
And ma'am, you are Chania Larkin?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think we're going to ask for this to be set for a final trial and corresponding jury trial.
And that's a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
So we'll set for final pretrial on
August 26th at 8:30.
on August 26th at 8:30, corresponding jury trial,
September 23rd.
September 23rd at 8 o'clock. Anything else for the record in docket 23-03435, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people. Thank you.
Mr. Goodrich?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see a final pretrial set for August 26th at 8:30, and the jury trial, corresponding jury trial is set. That'll be live September 23rd at 8 o'clock. Are they both live, Ms. Wilson?
I'm fine with the final pretrial being on Zoom if that
All
is
right.
preferred.
So Zoom's acceptable for the final pretrial. Of course, the jury trial will be in person.
Yes.
All right, that's all for the record. 23-03435. We'll see you on the 26th.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Goodrich, there's a notice.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna step out.
All right.
As yours.
All right, thank you.
Got both of the dates on it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry to have you play court officer today.
Not a problem.
There is a Woods. Sheila Woods is, I just admitted that.
Good morning.
In docket 2401-041 and 2401-964. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Roy McFall. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Roy Leslie McFall.
And sir, you are Roy McFall, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. This is time set for a final pretrial on both of these matters, 2401-041 and 2401-964. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that this is going to be a no contest plea on 2401-041. Upon successful plea and sentencing, 2401-964 would be dismissed. Mr. Lee and I have provided a copy of the police report to the court with the highlighted portions for the no contest plea. There is also a sentencing agreement to no further upfront jail.
And I'll restate that for the record, Mr. Lee. This is a no contest plea to 2401-041 with a sentence Killebrew agreement between the attorneys of no further upfront jail with a plea to the no contest to that file. The file 2401-964 is to be dismissed.
That is correct.
All right. May I inquire of your client of his advice of rights on the misdemeanor no contest plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so that's your understanding, Mr. McFall. You're going to be pleading no contest on the 2401-041 file. The ultimate penalty for that file is 93 days and or $500 with an understanding that there's to be no upfront jail. That's an agreement made between the attorneys. So if I was not going to follow that agreement, you'd have the opportunity to withdraw your plea. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. And with a no contest plea to that, the file 2401-964 is to be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
All right. You have certain rights in this no contest plea, and I'll walk you through those rights. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. You are represented today by Attorney John Lee, and he would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges at trial on your behalf. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
You have the right to have the court order witnesses in your defense remain silent during the trial not to have that silence used against you and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If the no contest plea is accepted, you'll give up the claim that the no contest plea was a result of any promises other than what we've stated on the record, or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd be giving up the right to have any trial issues since you won't be having a trial. You'll be pleading no contest instead. Is it your wish today to plead no contest on this file 24-01041?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you. And then I'm in possession of a police report from the Lansing Police Department in docket 245190202. And that will be the factual basis for the no contest plea on that file. Is that correct, Ms. Wilson?
It is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lee?
That's correct.
All right. And the basis for the no contest plea?
I believe there's a memory impairment.
Is that a fair statement,
That
Mr.
is,
Lee?
Your Honor.
All right. So this is for conduct which occurred on March 4th, 2024 at the vicinity of 540 Lincoln Avenue in the city of Lansing, Ingham County. Both are both indicated as a factual basis in the police report. The victim in the case on that date and time is Tina Elbas, and she was in a relationship since November 2022. They've been living together since November 2022, which would place this in the domestic violence category. And then I have that it was advised that the defendant was throwing things around the house prior to waking her up. As the victim, Ellen Boss, was cleaning up the mess after the defendant woke her up, the defendant approached her in the living room and smacked her on the left side of her face 2 times. There does not be anything from the police report that indicates that this was done in self-defense or that this was done pursuant to Miss Ellen Boss's wishes. This was done against her wishes. Is that a fair statement, Ms. Wilson?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Lee, is that a fair statement? It does not look like it was done in self-defense. There's no indication that it was done in self-defense or was done with the permission of Miss Ellen Boss.
That is accurate, Your Honor.
All right. So I find it that the location, offense, venue, ID, and date have been met in this matter. Anything towards a factual basis for the no contest plea, Ms. Wilson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Lee?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. So I will accept the no contest plea. I'm assuming this is going to referring to probation.
That's correct.
So we'll refer to probation. So Mr. McFall, at this point, probation will be out to see you, okay? Until we hear differently, then probation can be notified. But we'll refer to probation. What they'll do is they'll do a report for me, and then we'll see what options are available to me at sentencing, okay?
Okay.
We're set for sentencing
September 30th.
September 30th at 1:30. And with a successful plea of no contest and sentencing on the other file, this case is to be dismissed at sentencing, I would think.
I believe so. I was provided a nollie pros, but I would prefer to wait on that until sentencing.
I have to set it then.
Huh?
We have to set it then. I can't.
That's fine.
Yeah, just set it for the same date as sentencing. So it'll be set for September 30th at 1:30. All right, so when probation contacts you, just be candid with them and we'll see what options are available to us on September 30th at 1:30. Anything else for the record in 24-01964 or 24-01041? Ms. Wilson.
Not for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Nothing further for the.
You should be all set, Mr. McFall. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
And then Ms. Wilson, we can.
Oh, thank you.
The no contest. I don't know who's on the cell phone. Would the person with the last three telephone numbers of 3089, please identify yourself?
Hi, my name's Malia Gonzalez. I was supposed to join, and when I was trying to join on my laptop, it was saying like the meeting ID was invalid.
All right. So, but you're here for your 9:30, ma'am? Malia
Yes,
Gonzalez?
ma'am. Yes,
All right.
I've been on here for about 10 minutes. I didn't want to interrupt, so I just waited till you
All
were
right.
done.
Well, stand by. I think I have Aaron Robinson.
I do too, which is weird.
Must be an older case.
It's got a 24 case number. Oh, I have Jacob Raleigh in my file.
Ma'am, have you had the opportunity to speak to a public defender in that case? Ms. Gonzalez?
I did.
Do you remember the
moment.
name of the public defender you spoke to?
No, the gentleman that I spoke to said that there was a lot of cases and that there would be a different public defender that would reach out to me, and just I haven't gotten a call yet from one.
It's a Taylor Wicks case.
Taylor Wicks
We
case.
don't have an appearance from this case.
Maybe we could reset it and I'll task the
Yeah.
paralegal. to
Yeah.
file it.
That'd probably be
Because I
the,
have an appearance from Mr. Raleigh, so.
all right, so Ms. Gonzalez, let's go ahead and call your case right now, just to. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2402026. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Malia Gonzalez. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Malia Renee Gonzalez.
Thank you. And ma'am, you are Malia Renee Gonzalez, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is set for pretrial today, and then I'll make some of the record and then have both parties indicate your understanding. The case was set for pretrial. Ms. Wicks, we knew that Ms. Wicks was not going to be here because she had a conflict concerning a tragedy in her family, and so the jury trials were adjourned. This is, I believe, a Taylor Wicks case, although we were awaiting an appearance. But is that your understanding, Ms. Wilson? And then the remedy to the situation is to reset the pretrial.
That is correct, Your Honor, and I will note that the docket has Ms. Robinson as the attorney of record. I have an appearance for Mr. Raleigh, so there seems to be an appearance question as well. So I think it would be appropriate to reset.
We do know the public defender's office
Yes,
is involved in the matter.
that is correct.
All right. Mr. Lee, is that your understanding?
That is my understanding.
All right. So Ms. Gonzalez, what we're going to do is we're going to reset this pretrial so that Ms. Wicks can come back from her leave, and then you'll have a chance to speak with her and we'll clear up. We do know that the public defender is on the case, but there have been some changeover and we're not sure which one of the public defender. So we're going to reset the date. All right, ma'am?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. So we'll reset pretrial or adjourn the pretrial for a new date. That'll give Ms. Wicks some chance to talk to Ms. Gonzalez. And we've reset it for
August 19th at 9 a.m.
August 19th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So Ms.
thank you so
Gonzalez, we have the Twilight Lane address. Is that still a good address for you to receive notification?
Yes, sir.
All right. You'll get notice sent to that Twilight Lane address for August 19th at 9 a.m. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 2402026? Ms. Wilson.
Top of the people, thank you.
Mr. Lee.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, you're all set. We've reset the pretrial for August 19th. All right, ma'am?
So just one question. Is this gonna be like in person or over Zoom again?
Zoom should be fine for that date.
Okay. All right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
And I think we're running on Humphrey.
Richard Humphrey. Right, so we're on the record in docket 24-01417. 24-01418. And 24-0419. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Richard Humphrey. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Richard Humphrey.
And sir, you are Richard Humphrey, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. The people are in receipt of dog licenses for both dogs in the 1-7 and 1-8 files. Additionally, it's my understanding that Mr. Humphrey is no longer in possession of either of the dogs. So the 1-9
No.
file.
I have possession of Chi-Chi.
I'm sorry. He does not have possession of the dog that
Roscoe.
ran out of
The dog that
house.
ran out, he does not have possession of the dog that ran out of the house.
Okay,
So the 1-9 file has been remedied as well, so we'd be moving to dismiss all 3 files.
all right. And is that your understanding? And is this a ticket?
It should be a ticket.
All right. Is that your understanding, Mr. Lee?
That is my understanding, Your Honor.
All right. Based on the representations of the people of the state of Michigan, I will move to dismiss without prejudice 1-7, 1-8, and 1-9 as the per the ticket. These are dismissed without prejudice, which means that people could reissue if they choose to. But realistically, today the cases are dismissed. All right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for the record and docket 24-01417, 24-01418, or 24-01419, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people, thank you.
Mr. Lee,
Not for the defense, Your Honor.
you're all set, Mr. Humphrey. Thank you for your appearance today.
No cup of coffee.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 2302-639. That's People of the State of Michigan versus Ronald Shively. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Richard Shively.
I think it's Ron. And sir, you are Ronald Shively, is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
All right, thank you. This is a time set for pretrial in the matter. It's my understanding that we're waiting a circuit court forensic evaluation to be done on the matter, because Mr. Shively's, as indicated when we had some discussion, he's picking up time on this file. I don't know if they plan to do an evaluation on this file or do a packet or not, but something we'll have to address within the next, within the next 30 or 40 days, because but I'm not sure. Mr. Shively, what judge are you in front of in circuit court, if you know?
I'm going to be in front of Judge Aquilina. I've been there 4
Okay.
times, but I haven't been able to see her yet. So,
All right. So that is Judge Aquilina. All right. So, Mr. Lee, is that your understanding? They're awaiting a forensic evaluation from Judge Aquilina, but we're running out of time on this file. So we may need a forensic packet or else we'll be past our date.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's reschedule this. Reschedule this pretrial. And a forensic packet may be coming on this file to toll some of the time on this file, but we'll reset it probably. What date, Abby, are you thinking?
Why don't we do 30?
30
Yeah.
days. Yep. And that'll put this at about
a year.
Almost
320
320 something.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's reset it for September 9th at 9 a.m. And then if we have to see from the public defender may be the same, but we've had some transition in that. But the prosecutor from Judge Aquilina, we might have to talk to just to figure out, because this misdemeanor file is running out, a little bit of running out of time. All right, so we've reset it for September 9th at 9 o'clock. Anything else for the record in 2302-639, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Shively, you are still collecting time on this 1-year file, but we're waiting to see what comes of the evaluation out of Judge Aquilina's court, and that's where we are. We've set this on September 9th at 9 o'clock. All right, sir?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
All right, you have a good day.
All right, Ms. Casner, you can unmute and we'll call your case. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00878. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Courtney Casner. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Ms. Casner, who is appearing over Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Courtney Casner, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Ms. Casner?
Yes.
This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that the defendant is prepared to swear under oath today that she's no longer in possession of the dog.
All right, and then is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor, that is my understanding.
All right, so Ms. Casner, I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Goodrich, did you have some questions for Ms. Casner?
Yes. Ms. Casner, do you recall getting a ticket for having a dog with no license?
Yes.
And what is the current status of that dog?
I have not had that dog since probably like a week or two after getting that license or the ticket.
What time period are we talking about?
I'm not really sure when I got that ticket, actually.
What happened to the dog?
I gave her to a friend of mine because I could no longer.
And that was because you could not take care of the dog?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, I believe she has stated under oath at this point that she had a dog, was unable to take care of it, and therefore gave it to her friend shortly after receiving this ticket for not having the dog license.
All right, and you don't have an objection. The ticket was written on March 19th. Does that sound about right? March 19th, 2024?
Yes.
And that involved the dog. It was a pit bull by the name of Patience?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Wilson?
People are satisfied.
All right.
Move to dismiss for compliance.
All right, so for compliance purposes, this case will be dismissed without prejudice. So Ms. Casner, the case is dismissed without prejudice for compliance purposes. You're no longer in possession of the dog. It's dismissed without prejudice, which means that people could reissue if they choose to, but it is dismissed for today's purpose. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Anything else for the record in 24-00878, Ms. Wilson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Casner, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, sorry.
We're on the record in docket 22-00140. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy Parker. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Mr. Parker, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Jeremy Parker, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to request a final pretrial and corresponding jury trial.
All right, and that's a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Right. We'll set it for final pretrial on
August 26th at 8:30.
August 26th at 8:30. And the jury trial set for
September 23rd at 8.
September 23rd at 8 o'clock. All right, so Mr. Parker, we've set it for final pretrial on August 26th at 8:30, and then jury trial set on September 23rd at 8 o'clock. All right, sir? Anything else for the record in docket 22-00140, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Parker, we'll see you on that August 26th at 8:30 date. All right, sir? You're all set.
It is, Your Honor, it's my understanding that Sheila Woods is on Zoom.
She is.
Okay, I will get on Zoom so I can.
All right, all right. So Ms. Woods, the public defender in your case is gonna jump on Zoom and we're gonna place you in a breakout room with him, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Woods, I'm gonna put you in room 1. You should get a prompt to go to room 1. And Mr. Goodrich, I'll put you in room 1 with your client.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
And sir, you are Michael Thomas, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a seat, you're in the right place. And we're
Okay.
gonna. So your public defender might want to speak with you on the matter. So stand by, all right, sir? All right.
All right, thank you.
On the Samsung cell phone, would you identify yourself? Yeah, ma'am, if you unmute.
I'm on mute.
What's your name, ma'am?
Casey Erikson?
All right, Miss Erikson, you're here for your 10 o'clock?
Yes.
All right. Was your public defender Taylor Wicks?
I don't know.
All right, stand by, you're in the right place, and then we'll have a public defender talk to you, all right, ma'am?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so Miss Erikson, I'm going to place you in room 2, and your public defender will join you in just a second.
Okay.
All right, so we're on the record in dockets 24-1815, 24-1816, 24-1817. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Sheila Woods. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson, good people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Ms. Woods, who is appearing over Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Sheila Woods, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And you can hear me all right, Ms. Woods?
Yes.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
I would defer.
Mr. Goodrich.
Thank you, Your Honor. And speaking with Ms. Woods, she's been trying to get her dog's license through the county. She believes that the Ingham County has a day scheduled on August 21st where she's planning to get the dog's license.
They have a clinic day. Yeah.
That's what she's working on.
Yep.
So we would just ask for another pretrial date after August 21st.
All right. Is that a fair statement, Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
All right. So for compliance, this will be adjourned for compliance purposes. That's the 21st is the date, right?
For the clinic.
For the clinic. So sometime after, I'd say a couple weeks after the 21st.
They give them the license.
Hmm?
They give them the license.
I don't know, but
I can do August 26th, but we're not available until September.
the 26th should be, that's the 21st, that's 5 days. Yeah. Okay, so Ms. Woods, we'll reset this for August 25th, 26th at, and that should give you some time after the clinic. That's August 26th at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to make a note that the clinic is on August 21st. So reset this after the clinic for August 26th. Anything else for the record on 24-01-81-516 or 17, Ms. Wilson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Woods, we'll see you in that August 26th date. All right, ma'am?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's all for those 3 files. And then did you want to meet?
Yeah, can I speak with Mr. Thomas briefly?
Right. All right, I'm going to put you in a break. So, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to place you in a breakout room with your public defender. Okay, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 241913, 1914, 24011914, and 24011915. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Casey Erikson. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Casey Erikson.
And ma'am, you are Casey Erikson, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matters. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this is going to be a request for at least a 3-week adjournment for compliance.
All right, is that a fair statement, Mr. Lee?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I know the all 3 files are being negotiated this time. I'm going to adjourn for compliance purposes. We'll set it 3 weeks out or next
August 26th at
August 26th at 9 o'clock. So Ms. Erikson, please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Lee, provide him with any necessary paperwork that he can advance to the people of the state of Michigan. And we've reset this for August 26th at 9 a.m. All right, ma'am?
Thank you very much.
All right. Anything else for the record in any one of these files, 13, 14, or 15? Ms. Wilson.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Lee.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. You're all set, ma'am. Thank you for your appearance today.
You too.
How many more you got?
Technically 2, but we're just gonna have to find a date, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. Do that again. We're on the record in docket 22-00065. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Michael and Thomas. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks today and representing Mr. Thomas, who is appearing over Polycom from the Ingham County Jail today.
And sir, you are Michael and Thomas, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this is going to be a request for a final pretrial and corresponding jury trial.
All right, and then is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. So we'll set this for final pretrial on
August 26th at 8:30.
August 26th at 8:30. And corresponding jury trial,
September 23rd at 8.
September 23rd at 8 o'clock. All right, so we've set this for final pretrial on August 26th at 8:30, jury trial for September 23rd at 8 o'clock. Anything else for the record in 22-00065, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
Right, you should be all set, Mr. Thomas. I'll see you on August 26th at 8:30 for your final pretrial.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Is Malaya Gonzalez, is that our last?
No, we already did her. There was a weird appearance thing going on because I have an appearance from Mr. Raleigh.
We just reset that.
Appearance for Mr. Robinson. It's just, yeah.
I tasked paralegal to refile the appearance of the minutes and set the schedule.
So she just has to meet with Ms. Wicks.
Yeah. Mhm. And then Hill,
Let's just reschedule.
yeah.
The sooner the better for her.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I can do next week.
Next week, that's fine. And are we just setting that for a plea?
If
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what you wish.
Yeah. That was my understanding.
9:30.
Cool.
All right. So let's go on the record. We're on the record in 24-00524. People of the state of Michigan versus Alyssa Hill. Ms. Wilson, your appearance for the record.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Taylor Wicks and representing Ms. Hill, who was not able to be brought over from the Ingham County Jail.
Right. This was set for jury trial today. It's going to be a plea. It's my understanding. Ms. Wicks had a conflict that we knew about, that we knew was coming. So is that the request to set it for plea?
Yeah, that is my understanding.
And that's your understanding, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll set for plea for next week. And what date is that?
The 19th at 9:30.
Next week would be the 12th.
You're right. You're right. You are right.
Oh.
Monday.
9:30 next week.
Yeah. So let's do 9:30 on August 12th. All right. So we've set that, Ms. Hill, for, this was a co-defendant case at one time.
It was, he's already pled.
All right. So this is set for August 12th at 9:30. Anything else for the record? 24-00524, Ms. Wilson.
Not for the people, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And thank you for stepping in, Mr. Goodrich.